So as you may have seen in one of my previous videos, I said I was going to be reinvesting into my Firewood hustle, and I did. And you guessed it, you guys, I've got another chainsaw, and it is the STIHL 500i. I've got it in my back of my truck, and I'm headed to my favorite Firewood honey hole, and we're going to check this thing out. Let's go. What I have here, you guys, is the latest addition to my Firewood and my chainsaw arsenal, and that is the STIHL 500i. I've kept my eye on this thing since its first release in Germany, and it's been tested in Europe for several years now. I finally got my hands on one, and guys, I can't wait to try this out. I've yet to put this thing into some wood, and today is the day. So one aspect of this being a fuel-injected saw, that means that it does not have a choke. All you gotta do is prime the bulb here on the back. You do that, and then you just go to pull. My plan is to use this chainsaw for the bigger stuff that I'm gonna be using. But as light as this chainsaw is, you know, I may find myself grabbing this chainsaw more often. So we're gonna see how it goes. I did get it with the 25-inch light bar. 25 inches is good from what I'm cutting. I don't normally run into stuff that can't be cut down with a 25-inch bar. You can run a 20, you can run a 28, you can run a 32 even on this. And actually, that's what the dealer had on this saw. Whenever I first picked it up, I had to get them to order the 25-inch bar. This 500i is the first electronically fuel-injected engine that has been provided in any chainsaw up to this point. This technology has actually been around for the last few years. Stihl has been using it in their concrete saws for a few years now. And this particular saw, this 500i, has been available in Europe for a few years now. So to explain a little bit what that means, by being fuel-injected, it's a computer and an injector that is putting out exactly the amount of fuel and air, and it's metering that to give you optimal amounts of fuel and air at any given time. The difference between that and a carburetor, you have screws that adjust the amount of fuel and air depending on your situation. I know on the last several years, Stihl has offered what's called the M-tronic, so that automatically has adjusted. This is just taking that one step further by making it completely fuel injected. Basically what this is going to mean in the long term, potentially better reliability and just instant throttle response. So far I've got to say this thing is delivering. Super fast acceleration. When you pull the trigger, it's just immediate. It honestly, it reminds me of a ported chainsaw. Just how it's responsive and the power behind it. I could feel that it could definitely pull a longer bar than a 25-inch bar. But I like the 25, it fits it really well. First impression is great, runs great. After you start it, it's first pull every time, has been my experience at least. There's not really a saw from any of the competitors right now to compare with this particular saw. Being a 79cc, it's like 79.2 cc's. Compare that to anything else. There's not really any saws that have the same power as this. It is a game changer from an electronic fuel injection and the just the power to weight ratio, that's the biggest thing for me. I mean, just being able to fell a tree and then buck it up and limb it. I mean, I run 50cc saws, and this is just not that much more. I imagine this feels a lot like what the 60cc saws weigh, except it's got a couple extra horsepower. Man, this seems to be a home run. It weighs in at 13.9 pounds and it comes in at 6.8 horsepower. So what makes that a game changer in terms of power to weight ratio, that's better than any other chainsaw power to weight ratio that's available at this moment. The cool thing about this saw is I like the idea of being able to run a little bit longer bar, and this saw, they recommend you keep it between 16 inches and I believe 36 inches in terms of bar length. I mean, if you're talking about one saw for basically all your situations, I mean, you could get a 20 and a 28 and you can probably get through most scenarios. And with this weight, I mean, this is quite awesome. So first impressions of the 500i, fast acceleration, reliable. Every time I went to start this thing, it started with the first pull. It's definitely weighted really good with the 25-inch light bar. I haven't run it with anything else, but that's definitely a good choice, at least for me and what I'm doing. Tons of power. There's not anything that I ran today that it would even come close to stopping this thing. I'm interested to try this thing on much bigger trees. That'll be coming here in the future. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this 500i. I'm going to be using this all the time as I buck up things for my firewood business. I appreciate you guys joining me today. If this is your first time on my channel is about getting outdoors and working with tools and equipment. If you like videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you can be notified whenever I post up new videos. And until next time, you guys, get outside and do something you love. I can't resist. I love this thing.